I am interning at Google this summer. Here's exactly how I fixed my resume to get the offer. Number 1. You want to be a software engineer and not a kindergarten teacher. And I see somebody with this nice resume that's colorful, divided into columns with some fancy font. I immediately know that he didn't do any research at all. Bro, they really don't care. You'll be even lucky if a real person looked at it. So, what you want to do is to Google MIT or Harvard resume template. You should see one on the screen, and let's take a look. The first thing you can see is that's completely bullshit free. No images, no decorations, pure information, pure text. The average interviewer spends like 10 seconds on your resume, so make it as easy as you can to make them impressed. So, one page only, and clear sections with labels. For example, here I can easily check that Jane Doe studies at MIT. Another important thing is, as I mentioned before, it's very rare for a real person to check your resume, especially in early stages. And ATS bots have huge trouble parsing 2 or 3 column resumes you can often find on those websites. So limit yourself to 1 column. Okay, now we will dive into those specific sections. Number 2, remove "you'll never know if you don't try" projects. If you have projects that I can make using ChatGPT in less than 30 minutes, bro, what the fuck? Consider a change in career. Bro, why would somebody pay you to make shitty to-do apps, weather apps, calculator, or I don't know, a web scraper? That's pretty much a fucking -1 level project. Level 0 are some crude apps like a blog. Dude, this shit is competitive. You want to show off. So do something cool. Of course, if your to-do app or if you created some next notion and it has over 10k downloads or have some groundbreaking feature, put it. But otherwise, make something cool, please. Now, you might ask yourself, what are good projects then? If I Google project ideas, I get those kind of things. Go win a hackathon. Lead some guys and win a hackathon. It's really not that difficult, trust me. If you attend 5, even smaller ones, you'll eventually win one. Also, this is a bit counterintuitive, and I made the same mistake. Don't put games in your resume. I wanted to be a game dev, so I put those, but they don't really make good projects if you think. Nobody wants to hire a game dev for backend. Number 3, education. In my resume, I only led with education because I go to a top tier university in my country. Otherwise, put it below projects. And of course, if you had some relevant experience, for example, an internship, put it the first thing above all. Now, I want to share a little bit of a hack with you. It used to be meta, meaning the most effective strategy. What you want to do is to get rid of the beginning date of your college. You see, the most of companies don't want to hire freshmen and sophomores. So what you want to do is to only leave the expected finish date. For example, in my resume, I have 2027 and in parentheses expected. I don't know why it works. Perhaps it leaves your year field on the ATS machines blank or something, but you can cheat your way through it a bit. I don't know if it's patched nowadays, but it doesn't hurt to try. Now, another cool thing you can do is to put 3 relevant subjects. And one of them should always be algorithm and data structures. It's pretty much the most important class in all of your college, and it's the bedrock of lead code interviews. The other 2 can be whatever you want and that are somehow related to the field you are applying for. It helps your interviewer get familiar with your syllabus, and it fills some nice keywords on the ATS machine. Number 4, portfolio websites and GitHub. I thought that portfolios were a joke until I was hired because of one. You see, I don't know how much of Google recruiting process I can share here on YouTube, but after technical interviews you are being paired with team leads and they assess your performance based on them and your resume and portfolio page, and he said that he picked me because I had the best portfolio website he had ever seen. So my advice is to create a subpage for everyone, for every project with some cool demo of core mechanic. For example, in my Graph Assist game where you go around planets to solve puzzles, I showcased a demo of physics engine. And if there is nothing cool to show off, maybe your project is shitty, but if it's good in other way, You can just have something cool. For example, in any engine, I have this mechanic of connecting to nodes. And as for GitHub, some people, mostly on Reddit, say that the contribution chart doesn't matter. Dude, you are struggling to get an internship. Be more humble. And the lack of your contribution chart is the sign of the reason why. You are just lazy. If you create some cool projects and you are consistent with it, your contribution chart will come on its own. Of course, if you push everything at once, the contribution chart isn't needed, and that's why the bots are useless and they are cringe. But just get to work. And for README pages, you should always have one for your profile. I found that ChatGPT is very helpful at creating it. And for every project you have linked on your resume, yes, you should always put link to your GitHub for every project. Have some cool README with nice screenshots. Also, ChatGPT is helpful here. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. Check the links, leave a like. See ya.